Hey, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. We have a lot to talk about in this video. This is going to be a deep dive. I'm going to try to talk at a bit of a faster pace. We are going to be all over the place with this video. We are going to go to our trusty notepad. I'm going to gloss over the aspects of what we're going to dive into. We're going to do a deep dive here. I just made by far the biggest purchase for the club on this RTG in FC25, and I want to talk about it. And there's good reason for why I want to dive in. Okay, so I earlier today realized that I could afford if I sold Salah, if I sold Inform Van de Ven, and with the coins I made from the rank 2 weekend league this past weekend, and just being diligent with my coins in general on an RTG, I realized I could afford one of my favorite players, period, the special version, RUSH version of Griezmann, and there are multiple reasons why I decided to pull the trigger on that. One of the main reasons being he's going out of pack soon. We're going to talk about that later. Let's gloss over this really quickly, okay? So, as a quick highlight here, the game's been out for about 4 full weeks now, and these are all the coins I basically have. I don't pay for packs. I don't pay for FC points. And, I started in a high division, rank 5, Division 5 from being in elite last year. And have done the 45 points each week, have played both weekend leagues so far, done all the objectives and stuff like that. The main objectives, we'll talk about that in more detail, but I want to do a comparison as to why I think this card is more valuable in terms of the performance in game than the price of the card. I want to compare the gold and the special card of Griezmann to the gold and the team of the week version of Hansen to show you what I'm talking about, because it's very interesting. The fifth point, I won't go into too much detail on, but I think most of us know by now that generally speaking, out of pack specials are a lot better at holding their value than gold cards, right? Gold cards that are always in packs through market crashes and tradable store packs and all that sort of stuff. Their value inevitably goes down on the market. Whereas out of pack specials, in comparison, are more rare. Once they're out of packs, it's not easy to pack them. Okay, so they sort of hold their value better. They will still suffer from market crashes, but not to the same extent as gold cards that are in packs during those crashes. Okay, especially on a PC market, a card like this is very rare. So for that reason, also it holds its value better for those of you who are on PC. And lastly, I'm going to explain why, you're basically paying 1,000,000 coins, or if you pack them, it's insane. If you pack this card, congratulations. Like if you actually pack the card, it's incredible. But imagine, we're going to touch on this later, if there was a Griezmann card right now that was 91 rated instead of 88 or 89 rated, and it was 2.1 million coins on the market, or 2 million, depending on which console you're on, console versus PC. And it was a 4-star skill move, 5-star weak foot Griezmann. This upgrade, this Griezmann 4-star, 89 rated, which is actually closer to 90 rated on paper, is halfway to that type of card. And that card would be insane on this game at this stage. Totally insane, top tier S++ meta crazy card. So with that being said, let's dive in. I'm going to switch. Bear with me with this, okay? I hope you enjoy this. Bear with me. Stay along for this ride, okay? I want to dive deep here. So here is Griezmann, okay? The special version. All my coins. I play on PC, okay? Let's zoom in here for a quick sec, okay? So there are pros and cons to playing on PC. The con is that cards like this are about 10 to 20% more expensive at least compared to console. But we've got Griezmann, a fresh Griezmann, purposefully made sure. I like that sort of thing. Call it OCD, call it what you want. I like to get a fresh card. This card is actually closer to 1.2 mil on the market for me. So I actually got him at a discount, all things considered, which was a great bonus. Okay, so with that being said, we don't need this screen too much more, but if you're curious, this is my RTG. This is my team after 2 weekend leagues and 4 weeks of getting 45 points each week in rivals and grinding basically the entire game as much as anyone else would. Okay. 8 out of my 11 players are first owner. The Kunde behind this that you can't see is first owner with a shadow. The only 3 players in my team that are tradable are this Griezmann special. I just picked up this Dragusin card, the Dragon. My intention is to see if in this next weekend league or somewhere this week, if I can pack this card first owner, I will put the one anchor I have in my club on this team of the week card, center back, and I will put the card into the new evolution. Originally, I was debating what to do with Van de Ven. Van de Ven was great in the end for the weekend league, but anyways, we'll dive into that another time. And Ter Stegen, one day I should be able to pack Ter Stegen first owner, but until then, tradable. The rest of the team, untradeable. Cool. Got McManaman from last weekend league, and yeah, he's going to replace Salah, and I had to do that. I think he will be a suitable replacement. You can't replace Salah's finesse shots and what Salah does best. You cannot replace that with another right mid or right winger on this game. But I think McManaman is actually decent, especially with the roll plus plus. I'm going to try him out on that instead of inside forward. Anyways, I digress. Let's get back to the main point here. Thank you for bearing with me. Okay. All right. So I want to gloss over these points here behind me. Okay, I already went through point number 1. I already went through point number 2. Now here's where things get actually interesting. This is where I want to dive in. Point number 3. For some reason, I don't know why EA did this, but his actual stat boosts, when you look at it and compare them, are actually higher than they are on the face card. So I've pulled up another tab. Okay, let's just get right into this. Let's not wait any longer. Here's sort of the meat and potatoes of where this video starts. Okay, this Griezmann's a +1, right? On paper, this card has +2 pace. Hopefully you can see this pretty well in the background. +2 shooting, +1 passing, and this is where things get interesting. +2 dribbling, +1 defending, and +2 physicals. Also, the card has a 4-star weak foot instead of a 3-star, which is extremely useful. So let's scroll down. Okay. The pace is accurate, +2. The shooting is accurate, +2. He does actually, but maybe not perfect. He does get 3 shot power instead of 2. He has +3 long shots for one of the best long shot takers in this entire game, +3 instead of +2. Okay. Volleys are regular. Penalties are +4 if you care about that at all. That's nice. +4 instead of +2. So what I'm getting at here is the pluses are higher than what it shows. Now, the passing. Okay, so here's the interesting thing. The passing says it's only a +1 from 87 on the face card. It says 88 passing. I don't know why they did this. Is it a mistake? Is it on purpose? I have no idea. But look at this. This is a straight up +2 in passing. Okay, check this out. Vision +2, crossing +2, free kick accuracy +2, short passing only +1. But long passing +2 and curve +3. So on average, the stats are boosted by actually 2 across the board with only +1 short pass and but +3 curve, which is probably even better for the finesse shots and the passing, and especially like incisive passing. So how is this a +1? Is anybody's guess. I have no idea how that's the case. It is clearly on paper, secretly, a +2 in passing. Okay, dribbling. Dribbling was, now off the top of my head, I don't remember, but dribbling. Okay, here's a funny thing. Dribbling, I think, was also only a +1 on the face stat. So what's over here? Okay, I have this for later. I'm going to show you this later. We're going to compare Hansen later as a contrast. Now, okay, Griezmann has 90. See, when you put a chem style on, for some reason, it sometimes shows the accurate actual face stat. And so even though I have a hunter on this Griezmann here, on this comparison page, it gives him a +1 to passing because or dribbling, excuse me, because his actual dribbling is 91 in game, not 90. Now, here's what's weird. It still shows 88 passing. So maybe short passing, I don't know how that's possible. Maybe the short passing only being +1 is why. But if you're sticking with me here, if you're paying close attention, I hope you find this interesting because I do. Let's go into the dribbling. His face card only shows +1 dribbling. What's his actual in-game dribbling? Okay, only one more agility, 2 balance, 1 reactions, 1 ball control, 2 actual in-game dribbling boost, and 2 composure. So it's more like a 1.5 dribbling upgrade. And then defending is normal, except you get 2 defensive awareness, but everything else is a +1. Okay, cool, that's normal. And physicality being +2 is also normal, completely straight up normal. Okay. Now, this is totally abnormal. Okay. Let's compare this to a new special card, Team of the Week Hansen versus the gold card Hansen. She has +1s on the face stat, okay, across the board, except for defending and physicals, which obviously for an attacker are the 2 least relevant statistics to improve. So EA does what EA does. But let's take a skim through and see if this is reflected in the actual stats. Okay. Everything here, if you want to pause and take a good look, you can see that all the stats are true to what the face card says. They're all +1s, where it says it's supposed to be a +1. Then, when it says it's supposed to be a +2, it is not. It is a +2. Defending is where it becomes a +2. Yet you can see, you can analyze, you can see line by line on average +2. Physicality on my sorry about this. This is something I don't have much control over. To fit this screen on YouTube, I can't scroll any lower on the browser, so you can't see all the physicality stats on my screen here. But they're +2 across the board, as it shows on the face stat. So this is how cards are supposed to usually be upgraded. So this Griezmann is really more like not just a 89 rated, it's more like 89.5 rated. It's actually a 1.5 boost at least, plus the 4-star weak foot. So I think it's a bit of a hidden gem, basically, is what I'm getting at. I thought it was interesting. So, okay, where are we at here? Okay, I play on PC. It's even more important for me to be mindful of the market because the market is pretty crazy on PC. Okay, the more meta and the more rare a card is, the more it is subject to bigger fluctuations and more extreme rarity. But you can apply this on console. If you play on console, the point is still valid. It's just not to the same degree as on PC. Okay. Now, I had a decision to make when I was mulling this over. Did I want to try to invest in upgrading Salah to Gold Hansen, who is about the same amount of coins as this special version of Griezmann, or do I want to upgrade to the special version of Griezmann? Well, let's go back to my team for a second here. Here, one sec. Okay, so to do this, I had about, I don't know, 650K liquid or something like that before pulling the trigger on this decision. Salah went up by like 60K or something today because he was confirmed to be in the Rush Team 2 promo. And that's just how people are. Once the leaks come out, all the meta players in the packs, or the few select handful of them that are meta and expensive gold cards, that are going out of packs, they just already jump up in price, and that's pretty much where they hover, or they do continue to go up over the following week. But because of that, I wanted to sell at a good profit on Salah. Salah was great for my weekend league. He's a phenomenal player in real life. One of the other players I'm a fan of, absolutely. And I really enjoy having Salah in the team, but I had to make a sacrifice here for the long game here for my club. Also, I could only get Salah the way I'm running my team. I could only get Salah on 2 chem instead of 3. And if I won't do this in this video, I'm not going to go too deep. We're already 15 minutes into this. But if you compare McManaman with a Catalyst, and I know I historically don't love the Catalyst chem style, but for McManaman, I think it's actually quite appropriate. Pace and passing is all I care for from the card, even more than dribbling, which I usually prefer an engine. But if you compare McManaman full chem Catalyst to Salah on a Hunter on 2 chem, which I think are the appropriate chem styles for each card based on their what they are best at. Yes, they offer different things, but McManaman, I feel like, is a good enough replacement for Salah, and eventually Salah will come back down in price, and if I want to make the change again in the future, I could consider that. But I packed McManaman first owner. I want to give him a chance. It's also a bit of a flex. I've got a usable hero, so why not put them into the starting lineup? Took the profit and the coins from Salah. Also, I had to make a decision. I was using Inform Van de Ven, who was great. He did have some errors and blunders, but overall was great. Ended up helping me clutch up the rank 2 last weekend, which was incredible. And what dawned on me is this Dragusin, I think everyone calls him the Dragon, this Inform center back. You may consider it a downgrade, but in some areas, this card is better than Van de Ven, and both of them are eligible for this new, very overpowered evolution. And I was literally considering for the first time ever while I had Van de Ven, because I already bought him before the Evo came out. And I was thinking to myself, I've never done anything like this before. I might consider making the card untradeable because the boosts on the center back from this new evolution called We Play Possession are so insane that I actually think you could justify using a tradable Van de Ven on the Evo and make it untradeable for those boosts. It's insane. But what dawned on me is the Dragon here is almost the same, in some ways a bit worse, but in some ways a bit better, and is basically discard price, like 18K. I bought him for 18K with an anchor, and I'm going to try to pack it first owner. But anyways, you could call it a downgrade. Maybe you could call it an upgrade. Still stays on full chem. I did what I needed to do to get Griezmann on full chem. I know I'm going on a side tangent here. Forgive me for that. But I believe that this change to the club right now was the best for the club for the coming weeks and beyond. Because I believe this special Griezmann is going to hold his value on the market way better than the gold cards that, well, a gold Salah, for example, and a gold card like Hansen. I made the necessary changes to the club. The club is on 32 out of 33 chem. The only player that's on 2 chem is Karchawi. I love that card. It's an insane attacking fullback. I love to have Koundé as a true fullback balance, and I love using Karchawi as a 5-star skill player that really contributes to the offense as an attacking wingback. And I basically have Koundé as like a third center back. If I were to get countered, I have good enough center backs to deal with that, and I'm good enough at defending to deal with that majority of the time. I think I already touched on point. Let's just skim back here. I know I'm bouncing around here, but a card like Griezmann, not just any out-of-pack special, but one of the most meta and sought-after specials in the game and players in real life. Griezmann, very rare. So what I was concerned with if I didn't go this route is that his price will sort of stay running upward, and it will be like an uphill battle. The coins that I'm earning are being offset by his price going up on the market being inflated too much because of the rarity of the card. And that's something I really wanted to avoid. And it's also really fun to score with Griezmann. And yeah, like, I mean, I would consider him to be the player that I model, you know, on a much lower level. Okay. I like to think that I like to play like a Griezmann. Anyways, that doesn't matter. That's neither here nor there. I'm not going to get into that. Okay. The last point I want to make is this Griezmann, if it were 2 million coins, 91 rated with the equivalent appropriate in-game stats, and got another weak foot upgrade to 5-star, because this one went from 3 to 4, then the equivalent would be the 91 rated going from 4 to 5. 2 million would be too cheap for that card. So the last thing I want to do here is pull up this tab and compare with a set of filters, 4-star skill move, 5-star weak foot players with finesse shot plus, and compare this Griezmann. Okay, we're gonna ignore the Morgan card. It's harder to link, and that's a point for another discussion. Why they even made this card the way it is. But we'll save that for another time. I have no problem at all with women being in the game. We'll talk about that in another. At first, I thought it was strange. We'll talk about that. It's a totally different point for another discussion. I'm going to save that for another day. Son is great in this game. He does have some flaws, but obviously, overall, a great card. There's a reason why he's the price he is. There's a reason why people use the card. And then you have rare icons like Del Piero and Kenny Dalglish, very expensive cards. And if you compare Griezmann, he is just a better version of each of these cards. He's just straight up better than these cards. So a 91 rated Griezmann 4-star, 5-star with the stats that he would have would be worth way more in game compared to other cards that are close to it than 2 million coins. Is pretty much what I'm getting at here. Okay. So I think we did actually a pretty good job of covering this. I thought this might have ran longer. If you are around this long, I appreciate you. I hope you found this insightful. If you have any questions or comments, drop a comment in, in the comment section. I think I'm going to leave it there. I can't believe I was able to afford this special Griezmann before he went out of packs. Fresh card. Sort of at the last hour, you could say, threw a hunter on the card because that's the most appropriate chem style for him. And here we are. Okay. Have a good night. Hope you're taking care of yourself. Looking forward to the next video. Take care.